Radio. Hello and welcome to Street Connection Radio. I'll be your host as per usual, Silo the Don. And today we have a special guest. We're going to be interviewing Cardenas Black about his new album, playing you some of the songs off the album. I hope you have a great time. Just going to start it off with one of my tracks called Who Runs This? And then we're going to proceed then into the interview. And here's some of the tracks from Cardenas Black. Have fun, everybody. Hello and welcome back. That was Silo. That was Silo. No, it weren't. It was me, but that was my track. Who Runs This? Popular track amongst all the avid listeners, 10, 15 listeners, easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're kind of blowing up with that. But anyway, we're gonna move on now and speak to Emil about how he got into music, what got him to this point in his career and his life to this day, and just get a whole feel for everything, and then play some of the tracks off the album. So Emil, introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on, people? It's Cardenas Black. We're back in the building, and obviously, speak louder.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. I gotta get close to the mic as well. We're here, and where did I start? I started in 2016. I was making beats in detention and all that. Getting into trouble with the teachers, and I just brought my laptop. I brought my laptop into school and that, and I told them I was doing my work, and obviously I wasn't. I was on Reason and Fruity Loops. Me and my friend, we used to do a couple of beats after school, and then I started releasing that stuff, putting it online. I wasn't getting much recognition, but I was getting in touch with all like the baseline OGs, the garage producers and that from back in the day, adding them all on Facebook, messaging them, sending them my songs on SoundCloud, and then they were like, they started to realise who I was. I even got blocked by a few. You know what I'm saying? I harassed a few of them, inboxing them like crazy at 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
Ran into Shapeshifter and Usman Namsu Ali. We made the New Breed, an online record label. That was on Bandcamp based. We got some followers on there. A lot of people, buying our stuff and our releases, and our mixes. We're doing all right, man. We're doing all right.
So, what? Obviously, that was at school, and then you've been to college.
Yeah.
And then you're at uni now. We're in the last stage. Obviously,
yeah.
We're both on the same course. How do you think your concept in what you make, how you approach everything has changed from then to now, like in terms of stylistically or anything like that?
Then it was quantity over quality, literally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had songs like Negative Feedback, Caliber, Give My Heart to You, ST remix, man, that was a complete mess. Ground bass dub, you know, any of the OGs will remember those tunes. But yeah, like they were really messy songs, and I listened to some of my old muddy mixes and I'm like, oh, you know,
yeah,
wasn't too great.
I know what
Those
you mean.
are the memories, man. Obviously, college, I started to go into when drill was trying to change and drill was lifting off. I was feeling a bit of that, and then I started to do a bit of rapping at that point. And then drill finally had its freaking, at the end of college, drill had its what do you call it? Its
Renaissance
makeover. It had a makeover.
It just went from grime, didn't it? Really, you had grime, the likes of Stormzy and all them, and then you had these heady ones come out, and they started moving on to drill music. Then it started getting that very familiar hi-hat pattern. It was all that.
And
but then
they used to use snares, actually, like actual snares as the hi-hats when it began. The Chicago drill, and that was awful. You know what I mean? And then they obviously drill's modernized now, and it's commercialized. We've got Central C, you know, and like now, you know, I mean, we're still at college, right? And I've left college now. I started uni. I've been doing a bit of drum and bass at the end of college, and that because I was heavily into liquid mixes and stuff during the winter, when I was cycling on my bike and that. And then, you know, that inspired me to try and learn drum and bass. Yeah. And, you know, that's what got me onto the course, because obviously my tutor, Nils, he heard it. He heard that track that I did, Wanting More. Yeah, and then, that got me on the course. Kind of stuck with drill and a bit of, you know, hip-hop and all that. But I've been doing mostly drill ever since, really. Yeah. You know, just being boring and just lazy.
But it's not that, is it, really? It's doing what you enjoy. That's the hardest thing. In music, you feel like to get popular, you've got to start making everything, like anything and everything, because you think that's what people want. So you're trying to mold yourself into being able to make like, multiple different genres, and you'll find it's not that straightforward and easy to just make. Just because you know how to make a track doesn't mean you know how to make a good track in a specific genre, which has certain little quirks and tweaks and
snares that you can hear.
Snares for definitely that have like a certain feel and a way to produce it and stuff like that. And so you have to go with what you're best at, especially when you're just trying to start out, because you can learn that over time. But while you're trying to make a name for yourself, you need to have stick to what you're good at, because that's what's going to pique people's interest when you make something really good.
My biggest influence on tracks, I think we can tell now, has been girls. And I was saying how I have a lot of difficulties with it.
Well, at least it changed to girls before you got into starting doing all that. Otherwise, we'd have had a lot of bus related.
Well, I did do the
bus track.
I did use buses in one of my uni submissions, so I got a bit of fun there.
With
buses. But no, I'm joking. But I did. But anyway, like back at college, like, a lot of the emotions that I put into my tracks was caused by girls. Yeah. And then like now, not really as much, but the situations that I get into and other people get into, that's what I put in my lyrical content. That's what there is. A lot of it's inspired by. You know what I mean? And then like I'm trying to, you know, branch out and make the subject matters of my songs a bit more different now. That's what I'm going to do next.
Speaking of tracks about girls and everything else, why don't we start off the album, which is you've just released? When did it come out?
20th of May.
20th of May. Album 21 on every platform known to man.
Even Snapchat.
If you're into that, ladies and gentlemen. Bit of snap, you know. Snap that. Red snap, blue snap.
No, there's no blue snaps. There's just red and purple. That's it. Yeah.
Purple. Well, it's close. Blue's very close to purple.
Yeah, all right.
Well, we've got a track coming up now. It's called One More Lighty. And let's have a little listen, shall we? Take it away.
Yeah. No more lighties, no more gal in my head. Yeah, love my lighties, even if the convo's dead. Let's get it. And put your hands in the air if you've had a light skin in bed. Hands in the air, that's me. So just one more lighty, I swear I'ma do what I said. I swear, I promise. No more lighties, no more gal in my head. Out my head, when I'm done. Yeah, I love my lighties, even if the convo's dead. Let's get it. So put your hands in the air if you've had a light skin in bed. That's me, baby. So just one more lighty, I swear I'ma do what I said. I swear, I promise. I'm beating this ting at the spot. Dalmatian, mountain tops. That's plenty of spots all over the nation. On a worldwide thing. Now she's moving long back. She just wanna do her makeup. Like on my days. Yo, how about we stop being friends and do what we're made for? Beating. I do it for the man, them waiting days for replies. Yeah, I hear that once though. More times she wants the attention, she thinks she's nice. Wait, are you mad? Like, how you gonna pull a real nigga with belated replies? You get me, bro? Off a next man's lap, now you're off to the clip trying to seek advice. No more lighties, no more gal in my head. Out my head. Yeah, I love my lighties, even if the convo's dead. Let's get it. And put your hands in the air if you've had a light skin in bed. Hands in the air, that's me. So just one more lighty, I swear I'ma do what I said. I swear, I promise. No more lighties, no more gal in my head. Out my head. When I'm done. Yeah, I love my lighties, even if the convo's dead. Let's get it. So put your hands in the air if you've had a light skin in bed. That's me, baby. So just one more lighty, I swear I'ma do what I said. I swear, I promise. She says she's virgin, I know she's slapping it easily. They capping out here. When your girl says you're cheating for seeing if her sighting's freaky. Just think not, every girl is the type of girl they claim to be. J.A. On the down low, hopping in her next man's yacht, trying to text him hourly. She ain't got nobility, no. She just want the Hennessy. When I forgo OT, no ecstasy. Now the Brumtown girls want sex with me. While I like is so disloyal, they can't be trusted. They be catching whites and giving man oral. Feel that one. The last lighty I beat, wait, let me just make that plural. No more lighties, no more gal in my head. Out my head. Yeah, I love my lighties, even if the convo's dead. Let's get it. And put your hands in the air if you've had a light skin in bed. Hands in the air, that's me. So just one more lighty, I swear I'ma do what I said. I swear, I promise. No more lighties, no more gal in my head. Out my head, when I'm done. Yeah, I love my lighties, even if the convo's dead. Let's get it. So put your hands in the air if you've had a light skin in bed. That's me, baby. So just one more lighty, I swear I'ma do what I said. I swear, I promise. See the Pengis gal, they don't even need no mattress. I be talking facts. They're just sleeping around hardwoods, their passion. Nasty. It's like you must have a 19 plate just to share their attraction. That's the truth. Same gal be snogging in the back of the rave and the madness. Yo. I've seen it with my two eyes, 100 ads in the snap back. You don't need a man that's lies. Cause she's not traveller's ting, trying to bang two guys. So to cover up sins, she comes out by in the club, she mingles. The gal is a but apparently promiscuous behaviour like this is normal. No more lighties, no more gal in my head. Out my head. Yeah, I love my lighties, even if the convo's dead. Let's get it. And put your hands in the air if you've had a light skin in bed. Hands in the air, that's me. So just one more lighty, I swear I'ma do what I said. I swear, I promise. No more lighties, no more gal in my head. Out my head, when I'm done. Yeah, I love my lighties, even if the convo's dead. Let's get it. So put your hands in the air if you've had a light skin in bed. That's me, baby. So just one more lighty, I swear I'ma do what I said. I swear, I promise.
Welcome back. That was one more lighty. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody. And then we're back here now with Emil as we continue on this interview to see where he goes with his journey on album 21 and what the plans are for the future. So that was one more lighty. Obviously that was an influence on your
Lighties.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
and your experiences with the ladies
well,
of
my enhanced skill at getting them,
enhanced skill.
Yeah.
You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, I had many.
So, as you move on, like, so we're at uni now. You've got this album out, as we just.
Which I'm very proud of.
Well, we've just played the first track of that album, but we haven't really spoke about it. But what, like, influenced your choices on what you made for this album?
Choices on what I made. You mean
the reason, like the genres you made?
Okay, I wanted to appeal. I wanted to appeal to like everybody as much as I could, young people, but obviously, more, I'm not trying to be like racist or stereotypical here. I'm just saying it like, a lot of people that are from a certain ethnic background might be more likely to listen to drill than they are to listen to country music or or the the R&B or like the singy R&B, the Doja Cats and all that, and gender obviously influences what people listen to. But obviously I'm appealing to young people and teenagers and young adults and stuff because they're the ones who are going to be listening to drill. Yeah. And they're the ones who are going to be listening to drum and bass. So that's already a big market right there. And a lot of those listeners are using Spotify. A lot of those listeners are using SoundCloud. They're aware of these platforms. You know what I mean? So I've obviously got myself on those platforms, and then also done some bassline for some of the older folks. Obviously, the folks that will remember the bassline, and there's a bit of funky in there as well. You know, I got 3 tracks of each. Obviously, I was a bit short on time because obviously I had to meet a deadline for uni. So I just set myself a target that I'll be able to do, which is 9 tracks. You know, the drill tracks I'm pretty happy with. Obviously, you know, there's always room for improvement. We're going to be working on that in the future. You know, but what I love about my album, and what, you know, I want it to not sample anything, and there's only one sample in that whole album, and that's in Ballistic. That's the only well, obviously you got loops from the drum and bass tracks, but you know, they're tops and fillers and jungle loops. They're necessary.
You don't really class that, in my personal opinion. I don't think anyone really does, because it's just literally a filler. It's not a key component in terms of, it's not something you would listen to and go, oh bloody hell, that's mine. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that's you know, synonymous with something else. Do you know,
the only thing you would probably recognise is the think break, because that's really like, you know, we hear it all the time in drum and bass, but that's standardised. That's standardised. It's like it's a main feature of Liquid.
And there'll be certain drum patterns which the sounds that they used are very iconic with that song, but I mean, you know what I mean, but that's near all there. But most of the time, I mean, I don't want to generalise, because I've never spoke to every producer in the world, but a lot of producers, I would imagine, use some kind of drum sample in their songs anyway, for ease, because it's quicker to make a track, especially if they're working on albums or something. They've got deadlines. It's a lot faster than creating everything from scratch. Plus, a lot of them got samples and
the go-tos,
which they always use a sample from sample packs for certain genres and everything like that.
On that point there, with the drill producers, I notice a lot of them are very heavily reliant on samples for their melodies. You know, that's one criticism I do have for them. And I try to stay away from that. Literally the first 2 tracks that are drill tracks are just fully MIDI, so I've wrote them myself. I've got the sounds myself and I've punched them in. And then Ballistic is like the loop bass, so you know, there is a loop in there, but then like there are melodic instruments in there that I've added. I've liked to be creative with my stuff, and also with the lyrics. You know, if you notice, there are swears there, but they're censored. Do you know what I mean? So it's friendly for, not necessarily child friendly, but it's friendly, so it's radio edit friendly. It can be played on the radio straight up from the back. There's no need to edit. You know, I don't see the point in putting swears in my songs. Obviously, I've got to express how I feel, so there may be the need to say, you know, certain words which we know of. But you know, I take them out of respect. I don't want to be seen as a rapper who swears. I don't like being looked at that way. That's just me personally.
Well, going back to, you know, the samples and everything like that, and the MIDI, you know, the use of the MIDI to make the elements and things like that, I think that's a perfect opportunity to go into the second track of the album, 21, and the second track is Taken. Yeah, Taken it is, and we're about to play that for you, everybody. So I hope you enjoy it, and here we go.
See the story with me, I got a new thing snap this week. She wanna give me head, but I don't wanna give her my seed. She wanna be my bee, we've been chatting for a couple of weeks.
Oh shoot, it's sometime.
Red snap, it's in his camera roll. Yes, it's there, she wanna wear leggings to make sure I give her the pole. Talking the truth, that girl looks plain, but she got a cracked iPhone. I bet she does, thinking she nice cause the CC neck was gold. I'm feeling that fear. Body count, she don't even know that number. You real? Stuff I wonder, back look good, so I bent shorty over. Back shots for the youth. Yes, I come with a swag, so my kicks them looking wicked. Yes, they really are. Shorty step out the whip, now it's me she's linking. That's cause I'm the one. Yeah, I left my ex, just to be on my ones. We're talking facts, I won't holler my boys, I'll do it on my ones. I don't need you, amount of girls out here, Tryna say I'm the one, matter them about one. I just hopped out of the interview room on my ones. Got a bottle of water to keep me thinking. Let's do Stop the ship from sinking. Life changed quick, so I stopped my blinking. Watch your friends, cause you deceiving. Joyce said choke me like I ain't breathing. She run into me, cause a man can't give her that feeling. No, it ain't the same feeling. No, it ain't. Red snap, into this camera roll. Yes, it's there. She wanna wear leggings to make sure I give her the pole. She's feeling that girl looks plain, bet she got a cracked iPhone. Yeah, I bet she does. Thinking she nice cause the CC neck was cold. I'm feeling that there. Body count, she don't even know that number. You're real? Stuff I wonder. Back look good, so I bent shorty over. Back shots for this girl. Yes, I come with a swag, so my kicks them looking wicked. Are they really that? Shorty step out the whip. Now it's me she's linking. That's cause I'm the one. Shorty thinks I'm a trapper. What? Even though I look more like a rapper. She says that her body count's only 3, but the hooky tells me that she counts in fractions. Yeah, this capping. I must take action. Do I now? She giving me a glare like she's trying to draw seed. I might just give her something she can't handle. So, can I ruin nigga find love? Am I wrong, G? Am I wrong? I don't see no angels, just got girls that can't be faithful. Swerve them now, these wounds are painful. Sit at the table, let's be grateful. I can't lie, man, I wish I was taken. I get hella gouge and I look at my paper. Bun them down like Garden Fable.
Welcome back. That was taken from the album 21, we was just speaking about, which was all made completely from scratch by Emil Cardenas Black.
Absolutely.
So, obviously we heard Taken there, and the what was the context behind the lyrics in that one?
The toxic relationship with a girl who's not ready to commit. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And that's like some of it's personal experience, and a lot of it is like, you know, I've seen other guys getting on with like, you know, certain girls out here.
Yeah.
You know, and they've had a hard time, and some of it is personal too, to be fair. But like, you know, it's the thought process that I'm explaining. It's what, you know, when she's not there, it's the difficulty of trusting that girl while she's out there. You know, she's at the club, and you know she's out with her girlfriends and stuff, and it's, you know, a lot of guys can relate to that lack of trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then some guys go about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I need to probably go in on that one on the next one. But yeah, but I'm bringing in stuff like red snap, like, you know, signifying getting a red snap, so an image sent to you on Snapchat directly from the person, you know, and then saying, look, that boy saved that to his camera roll, but you may not know that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just things that guys will know about and girls will know about, like, that young people are dealing with now. I'm rapping about stuff that's relatable, stuff that's happening now. Do you know what I mean? And people will listen to that, automatically know what I'm on about. You won't, but you know, a lot of people.
Trying to say?
What I'm saying, like, I've explained to you, but anybody who clicks on that's of that age group is going to know exactly what I'm referring to in every bar. It's obvious, man. I'm not talking about no Doritos and all that nonsense like before. No. Look, we've moved past those times, man, where I was just spilling words into my lyrics.
So, obviously, like, this isn't the first album, if you're in class EPs as well, that you've ever done. And how do you feel like your music has progressed if you was to listen to your EP from the second year of college, uni, or the EP we made at the end of college? How do you feel like the music has progressed and the sounds has progressed and the mixing and mastering, which for people who've never made a track or anything like that won't understand just how difficult especially the mix.
The mix is the hardest part.
Is the most crucial part of a song, especially. It's like, because if you're electronic based, then it definitely is after selecting the correct sounds. If you're recording, obviously getting the recording done correctly is a crucial thing as well, because it'll throw the whole mix off if it's not recorded
slightest thing, and it's just stuck in the mix
like if
forever.
You get too much reverb, natural reverb on a vocal, then you can't add no reverb onto it because it becomes too washy.
Or dirty wires, dirty microphones, picking up dust.
Terrible. So
yeah.
Anyway, we're just completely going into a train of thought there. But no, going back to how you feel like this album sounds in comparison to the EP, just the last EP from the second year of uni.
Oh God,
how do you feel like it's progressed?
Massive difference. It's the awareness. It's the awareness of the loudness of your tracks. especially when it comes to mastering, that I've improved on.
Yep.
It's the awareness of making sure it's a good mix. It's the plugins, the waves plugins that we've used to make these sounds, you know, the saturation plugins that we didn't have before. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've taken control of this whole album on a different level with these new tools we've been awarded with. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's like, it's just, you know, taking your thoughts outside of the box, man. Like, having to bounce your Fruit Loops project down as stems. Like, that's what I did with Taken. It was bounced down as stems, individual tracks, put into Logic, where I then mixed it in Logic, and then I mastered the beat. Then after that, I recorded the vocals, and then I did a second master on that as well. Like, that track was heavily worked on. Like, Taken had the most work done. Visitors.
Oh, God, Jesus. Right, so you've moved on to the next track, which is known as Ballistic. It's also got another little name as well. What else is it also known as?
IC3JW Part 2.
And just to educate the viewers, because obviously they might not know what IC3JW was, what about this is the continuation from Part 1?
So IC3JW Part 1 is basically the life of myself as a Black Jehovah's Witness when I was in my teens, like before I started doing music, expressing what was happening. And then Part 2 is like, okay, I've left the meetings now, I'm in the world now, and oh yo, there's girls everywhere, and I'm dealing with them. And it's just like, you know, it's just a continuation. Just, you know, now I've left the religion. This is what my lifestyle like was revolving around, like in my teens. So that's what I'm kind of storytelling in this one. And I was working with RK, also known as Jaden Hollis. I was teaching him how to do a few bits and pieces there. So big ups to him on that, man, big time.
Okay, well, on that note then, I think it's only right we move on and play the track for everybody at home to listen to. So here comes IC3 Jehovah's Witness, otherwise known as Ballistic Mark II.
Oh, it's dim sometime. Oh, it's dim sometime.
Yo, I'm bored of the lighties, am I in the wrong? Stuck in my thoughts. Yeah, I dumped my ex now, she's crying on her ones. Let her stay there. I had to switch up the whip, new shoes in the crib car. Head at the lights, but this ting she's thick. Dripping in swag, got the tunes on sick. Was that Trev, she's dead, do you want her snap? Straight to the private story. And now Trev's at a yard, he's tapping the ass. Yeah, my G smooth with it. We up in the club now, 50 cent. We these don't shine like us, no wine and dine, no Tinder plus. You too short to move this Barbie. I make her think she needs new panties. But you wanna flex on me, rude boy, you ain't flexing your sister's jeans. You wait now, here comes the sexy scene. You girls in the club and she's shocking me. Oh, wow. Yeah, I must got love for my beats. With the way she wearing the clothes that I got her for free. I see free Jehovah's Witness. I see you. They said the white girls ain't got back, I think them use ballistic. Going nuts. I like when shorty's wearing that bright red lipstick. She suck on my bone or biscuit. Right after I lipstick. She asked for my snap, I asked for her number. Yes, I did. She sent me to the shop, I brought a cucumber. They really wanna come with the back chat. When the girlfriend's doing me a lap dance. They asked if the sex was good. More touchy that much and I feel my wood. Yes, I got the trim on point. No, I don't smoke no joints. Your girlfriend saying I like his voice. When it comes to these niggas, I've got one choice. He's kneeling beddies and numerous bros. And a figure of 8, he swings his sword. Of course, he had me shaking my legs on the floor. Get it. 2-2s in a unit dorm. Banged her right now, she wants some more. Big up my gal from Goose. Big up my gal from Circle. Get it. She tryna kiss me. Sorry, B, I don't lips up random broads. This girl may be dead now, true said, got her bids on pause. She ain't in the OnlyFans, fucking it is a payment plan. She ain't had a nigga with value, no, she can't afford no real man. She can't. She ain't in the OnlyFans, fucking it is a payment plan. She ain't had a nigga with value, no, she can't afford no real man. She can't. I see free Jehovah's Witness. I see you. They said the white girls ain't got back, I think them use ballistic. Going nuts. I like when shorty's wearing that bright red lipstick. She suck on my bone or biscuit. Right after I lipstick.
Well, that was Ballistic IC3JW Part 2 for you to listen to. Obviously, as we said before, the tracks are on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud. Is it on Bandcamp?
Apple Music. It's on Bandcamp.
It's on
It's
Bandcamp.
available for purchase on
Apple
Bandcamp.
Music. You know, like we said, anything and
Mixcloud.
everything.
The full mix is actually available on Mixcloud. You just play it and it will just go through each track. So even if you're on Mixcloud, you can just get it on there as
Happy
well.
days. Is it on
Everywhere.
TikTok so we can
Yeah,
get
you can get your kids.
There you
kids to
go.
do some
Any of you
videos
like
and all that
making
shit.
TikToks, want to do these weird ones where people just
They just
stare
talk to
at
the camera
and
and mime the lyrics.
mime the lyrics.
Yeah.
You know, you've got IC3J. You know, if you ever wanted to be an IC3JW, you can mime it at least. You know what I mean? So you're part way there. You can feel that cucumber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So, anyway, enough of the IC3JW.
Enough of the drilling, man.
Enough of the drilling. We've drilled and be drilled. You know what I mean? In this world that we live in, drills has filled every hole.
Oh god.
So we
Nice to know, man.
so we're going to move on now to a different genre you've gone for in the next one.
Yeah.
So what would the next track tell us?
comes under garage, but it's a UK bass line.
Okay,
yeah.
UK bass line.
Obviously, a bit of new school. This one is,
So it's going back to what you started out
What I
at,
started
the
out
original roots.
and we've remastered it and brought it up to standards, man.
So it's a remake or would you class it as a remix
It's
or a remake?
It's a 2022 mix.
So it's a remix of a track you've previously done before.
Yeah, we did this track originally with Wyatt Faulty and Jay Green on Birmingham Sounds Radio. It was a sample of one of the tracks that they were playing, and it was a wicked moment. It was like energy, move, energy, green, and it was pretty cool. But we had to take the sample out for obviously, you know, we didn't have copyright. We didn't have the permission from those guys to be having it on there, so we removed that, but we kept the name Energy. I done a remix. I done a remixed the track, improved the kick drum, improved the mix substantially. It works in the car, on your mobile phone. It sounds brilliant everywhere. For like a raver, it's a raver tune. It's for raving.
Yeah.
And this will go off in the clubs, at the bass fest and that. So yeah, man, this is Energy.
Nice one. So, well, you know, how about we get a bit of energy and we move on and play that energy track for our loyal listeners all over the globe, might I add. This might be the first time they may have even sampled bassline in any form whatsoever, so it could open a whole new horizon, bring new followers, listeners and all that kind of thing in. But anyway, we're going to bring up Taken for all... No, we're not. What have I gone to Taken for? Sorry, we're going to bring up Energy and have a little listen to that. got energy, so we've gone to a bit back to the bass line, gone back to what you made originally,
Urban stuff.
and all that kind of stuff. So, what's the next track on this album? What
Next
is-
track is Treasure Riddim.
and Treasure Riddim. Explain like what it is. What
Riddim is like the patois spelling
know
for.
what rhythm is. We know what
Rhythm,
rhythm
yeah, okay.
means, but I'm on
I named it after
the
my
song.
friend.
Like, what what would you class the song as? What genre?
It's a UK
What-
funky house track. UK funky
Okay.
house, yeah. It's for it's more for raving use. This track, it's more for like and obviously it was done for like Lee Bangers to have as an exclusive originally, and then I was like, what, we'll do a commercial mix. So this is the commercial mix that everyone can listen to. It's just a bit something else for everyone to listen to, and something to bop your head to. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
did you feel like when you was making? Was it the the experience of going out clubbing and stuff?
Yes.
When you was making it, you was thinking, you could picture in your head this coming on when you're out in a nightclub and whatever.
I just was writing the melody, and I was like, duh, 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 duh. I was like, yeah. And I was like, because I'd gone out and I'd experienced hearing that music and the patterns were in my head, and I just wrote it.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, we've got to get this out.
Yeah.
We've got to get this out, like brand new, funky. Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah,
So all it remains to be seen then is you're just waiting for that moment when you're at the nightclub and all of a sudden you just hear that track come and kick in. Because you never know.
And we got that Lee Banger exclusive on as well, man. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Shouts to the Banger.
If-
Shouts to the Banger.
Yeah,
And it
but
was
that-
named after Ryan Treasure as well, one of the cool dancers that I tend to be rocking it with. So yeah, shouts to Treasure as well,
Oh,
man.
he's got it, yeah.
Ryan
Yeah,
Treasure,
he's having
yeah, man.
a little mention there, Ryan Treasure. But yeah, it's this is the thing, like with making music, you want to make stuff that you enjoy, but you've also sometimes you might make a track that maybe you don't enjoy it so much,
Yeah.
but you know it would be very good in a certain
Setting,
environment,
yes.
which will which could explode and then bring in people who might listen to some of the other stuff that may not have listened to before and things, and that's how you grow your audience. It's about having that versatility to make stuff that not always just to your taste. It's not all about just appeasing yourself. It's about doing things to appease the general public, because ultimately they decide whether you're going to make it or not, because it's their listens, their purchases, whatever it is.
Their streams, man.
Yeah, so it's an interesting movement, especially you've gone from Joe, which is not
Completely different. To this.
not really club based, is it really? In
It's
its
becoming
essence?
club based now,
Mm.
because it's played in clubs a lot more. Certain clubs, this is more underground stuff. Backside of Digbeth, Tunnel Club, them sides, Livery Street, them
Yeah, well-
nightclubs. That's where you'll find this kind of music getting played.
Yeah, because obviously with drill, it's a progression and movement from grime, which had a movement from like garage and drum and bass and stuff. Okay, so coming up we've got Treasure Riddim, and we're going to go back to back with Finally Free and play you those two tracks. So hope you enjoy.
It's tip sometime.
Well, that was finally free and
Treasure Riddim.
Treasure Riddim.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That was them.
That was them two songs. That was part of his more dancey EDM type of music that he made for the album. Which brings us on to the final section, which stays in the EDM genre, but it's the subgenre that most UK people have heard about. It's one more, obviously more popular in the UK, but it's definitely gone across the world, transatlantic and all that, and that is drum and bass. So to talk to a bit more about the drum and bass, what influence the type of drum and bass that he's done, because obviously drum and bass got plenty of subgenres of its own, and Neil will tell us more about it.
Yeah, so these are liquid tracks in specific. Some of them kind of drift a bit outside of the liquid band, because like, you know, there's a lot of like different kind of instruments than what you'll hear in liquid. You know, liquid tends to be very synth bass and stuff. The second track is Spring Meadows. That's 100% liquid. The other two, one of them's an instrumental. It's called Joyce Riddim 2, and then like the other one's called Show Me Love, and that one's got Phoebe featured on it. Obviously the first one we'll be playing is Joyce Riddim 2, and I wrote this one whilst my nan was in hospital. I named it after her, so yeah man, a lot of sentiment behind that one.
Yeah, that's good. So what influenced the title Spring Meadows?
Spring Meadows? He's gonna ask that one. I've been, yeah man, I can just picture, you know, you walking through a forest or something, or a field, and like, you know, the flipping, it was just the word that came to me. I couldn't name the track, and then that was the only name that I got. So
yeah, I think I know what you mean though, because when you're making the track, like while you're listening to the melody, you know, if you come up with a cracking melody or chord sequence or something, and it just makes the hairs on your neck, you start envisaging it. You can envisage, like, it puts like scenes in your head almost of places you could imagine being and listening to it and stuff like that. So I suppose that I can I've done tracks myself and I've named them after scenarios that have come in my head from while I'm making it, like Horizon, for example. I was just imagining being in a beach setting, seeing the sun set down into the horizon, you know, and like when you're out of this, you know, in Ibiza or something like that, that kind of track. So yeah, it makes perfect sense in that aspect. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to hit you up with the 3 final tracks of the album. We're going to do all 3 back to back, give you a nice little drum and bass vibe to go out with. Then we'll have a little end chat with Cardenas Black, and that'll be the end of our first ever. So if there's faults, I'm sure you can let us know, and you can understand why, because obviously it's still very new. We're still just
beta
stages. Trying to get. Yeah, just you. Still trying to get to grips with it, but hopefully, ultimately, you've enjoyed it. The personalities have been alright, and it makes you interested to see another one where obviously each step will get more professional. Hopefully we can get a nice genuine green screen, so we're not going you know, all over the place with the background and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll go on to the 3 final tracks. So I hope you all enjoy them, and here we go. I couldn't resist the joke.
Sitting on my windowsill, staring at the moon, wishing you could be here soon, 'cause I'm waiting for you. Underneath a trillion stars, we still see the same moon. Even though we're miles apart, I'll still wait for you. Some people say I'm hard to love. Some people say I'm always wrong. Some people say I'm too boring. Some people say I'm far too dumb. But you took me in with open arms and showed me how it feels not to feel completely numb. Yeah, you showed me love. Yeah, you showed me love again. I don't wanna fall through your arms, through your arms, through your arms. You showed me love again. When we're older, I want them late nights and the long drives, staring at that goddamn smile just a little longer, making me fall harder than the first time, and playing the playlist with the music that we danced to within the moonlight. Within the moonlight. Some people say I'm hard to love. Some people say I'm always wrong. Some people say I'm too boring. Some people say I'm far too dumb. But you took me in with open arms and showed me how it feels not to feel completely numb. Yeah, you showed me love. Yeah, you showed me love again. I don't wanna fall through your arms, through your arms, through your arms. You showed me love again. Kiss me hard and don't let go. Kiss me hard and don't let go. Kiss me hard and don't let go. Kiss me hard.
that was all of the tracks from Emil's debut album, 21. I hope you enjoyed that. That had the drum and bass flavour, it had your dance flavour, it's got your drill flavour. So if you're into any of them genres, you're covered. You've got the whole album. And maybe if you aren't, it might pique your interest and draw you in, and maybe you'll enjoy that kind of genre. Who knows? But ultimately, thank you very much, Emil, for coming on.
Of course, man.
And
Anytime,
talking.
man.
And I hope this helps your album as well as obviously the channel, the radio station, whatever else. And hopefully on to bigger and better things. You never know. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So thank you very much, mate. Nice one.
Pleasure, man.
Thank you to everybody. And if you have music out there of any genre, it doesn't matter what genre it is, feel free to send it in to Street Connection Radio. You can use our email, streetconnectionradio@outlook.com. Send it through whichever we transfer, OneDrive, I don't know, whichever you have. Just as long as you use that email, just send it over, and we can give it a listen. Maybe get it on the channel, and you can let everybody hear it. And hopefully you tune in again for the next one. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you and goodbye.
Street Connection Radio.